Hey guys, Romie here. So yes, this is part one of how to get away with scandal. But so this is Scandal, technically season 7, episode 12. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is never mind. Never mind. Please like, comment, subscribe. Again, my name is Romie. My channel is called Romie Reviews. So this is Romie reviewing Scandal. Now it continues on where it left off, which is Olivia. She's a temporary college professor. She's talking to these students about essentially the main thing that they need to focus on, the main thing that they need to figure out and worry about when they're presenting a case. And so Olivia brings up the point that it's what happens is it's better to arm yourself with the truth than with a lie.
Not knowing they're in a crisis.
And Olivia asks the question of what's the worst thing that you can be in when you're doing a case, when you're in that situation. And the answer is not knowing, not realizing you're in a crisis. Because there's so many people that their world is crumbling and they're so ignorant to it that it crumbles because they don't realize that their world's crumbling. Not because they can't do something to stop it. So now Annalise goes and they don't know each other. Annalise introduced herself. Olivia is like, I'm sorry, I don't know. She's like, no, I'm glad. This makes this easier for me. Look at my case. I went to the Philly courts. They didn't want to do that. Now I'm trying to put it to the Supreme Court, but I need to make sure that I go in guns blazing. And Annalise is just like, look, I came to you because you're the best. I came to you because no one's going to change this world unless we do it ourselves. And again, it's so many truths in this episode. I love it. Now, Quinn, she's obsessing over Olivia, and everyone knows it, but she's trying to act like she's not. And then we see Olivia talk to Marcus, and their conversation, they're having cute, idle chit-chat, but then Marcus, he's fawning over Miss Annalise. He knows how bomb she is because he's from Philly himself, so he fully understands how great she is, how much work she's put in, how much she's done, how much she can do, and so he wants Olivia to help her. Olivia's not too sure, but she's just like, what? So you think that helping, black incarcerated men, you feel like that's work? It's not a calling? And so when Marcus is about to leave, Olivia essentially asks, why are you the only one from the original group that still takes my calls, comes and hangs out with me, has dinner? And he essentially said what we all feel. It's because regardless of what you say, regardless of what you do, we are black. And he didn't say the second part, but I'm saying it. But if we can't have each other's backs, then really, who will? If we can't look out for each other even when we feel like, oh, come on now, doing too much, then who will? So then Olivia's going and she's looking up Annalise and she sees the murders. Then she sees the disbarment or the attempt of the disbarment. She looks at the case and it's just a lot. It's a lot. And so then she goes to Annalise and says she can't do it. And it's mainly because, not because the case isn't deserving, it's because the face of the case, which would be Annalise, is tainted. It's so tainted that they would only focus on her and they would never allow her a win. They would never allow her a win. And I said that in itself is messed up. So then Annalise said, I came to you. Like we're all thinking, you're supposed to be the fixer. Regardless of the situation, you're supposed to be the one that's able to come and pull through for people. And yet you're telling me you can't do that? Okay, then clearly I don't need you then. If you can't do anything for me. Slams the door in her face. Olivia is going to put up with that. So then she goes and says, look, if I'm going to help you, this is my town. My town, my rules. I said, yeah, okay, it's your town only because. Okay. So now she has a meeting with Fitz. Marcus set it up and he does the usual, I didn't do this for you, okay? Just say you stormed in here and did your usual thing. I didn't do this for you. She was like, okay, I got it, thank you. Hey, Fitz. And Fitz has a look of content, like, hey, buddy, what's good? And he listens to the case. He knows the case already. And he's willing to support her, but he's not really showing it. So So Olivia is just on this whole thing of, this case is good. Put your feelings aside towards not liking me and focus on this case. Focus on this case, man. Just focus on this case. So he said, well, he didn't say anything. He just kind of gave the nod of, okay, because they're using his institute to, and all the resources. So now Marcus meets, Marcus meets Michaela. And I saw how Marcus looked at Michaela. Michaela was just trying to get her work in. She's starstruck over Olivia Pope. Then she was just like, the 44, the 44. I said, wow, he's supposed to be the 44th president, so she's acting the way that she would see President Obama. Okay, got it. So now the pleasantries are over. Annalise is just in awe, like, oh my God, this is what dreams are made of. Because now they go and see Melly, and while they're talking to Melly says the case is great, and I fully support it, and I'm gonna work with you on this. We're kind of shocked, but okay, great. She says the only problem is the timing. The timing of this case isn't right. It's a situation where the current regime, the current supreme judges. And I said, this is so real because we're going through all this right now. They're on their way out. There's a couple on their way out, and there's definitely not enough support right now. If you go and charge in now, you're going to fail. Annalise is pissed because Melanie and Olivia want to talk separately. And so the Annalise gave that look of, you better fix this, to Olivia. So then Olivia said, wait, are you being petty? Is this because of me? Is this really? Melanie said, no, it's because I know that you're doing this for the wrong reasons. One, if you were smart, you would wait because this is a great case and I fully support it, just not now. You want a win, Olivia. You are more so focused and fixated on a win that you can't see the forest from the trees. And you're trying to get a win, get some clout back in this town. I'm not going to sit here and allow you just to go and do something that's actually good and potentially mess it up. I said, Melly, this is partially because you're being petty. Let's be real. Even if you're right, this is still partially because you're being petty. Dang, I have 3 lights on me. You see that? That's why I need these glasses. I'm not trying to be blind out here in these streets. Now, Jake, or Command, goes over to Quinn and Associates, or Perkins and Associates. And Jake essentially lets it be known that, look, I know that you've been looking, what was it, like you were looking at 20 articles this month alone regarding Olivia. She's like, wait, you're spying on me? Hello, the U.S. government, we're spying on everyone, 300 million people plus. I said the real world stuff they tie in, but she's saying, look, we need your assistance because Olivia, she's doing this case and we need you to find a loophole. We need you to make sure that it doesn't get to the point where to the Supreme Court. I said, dang, this is so messed up though. This whole situation is so messed up. So now Annalise is pissed. She's trying to figure out, the fixer couldn't fix this? What's going on here? Was it because of you? You told me you left on good terms. She said, I did. The issue is you. The issue is the president has Google. She has people who can research these things. You have such a marred history and public persona that why would she? Now Annalise is giving her that look of, I already know that. You already knew that. What's the problem? So now Olivia's pissed. She's storming around. She's talking to Fitz like, ugh. Melly's blocking me because it's personal. I know it is. Annalise is being really difficult. And oh, that woman. I said, look, you're not used to battling a strong personality who fights back. And I love it. I love the fact that Annalise doesn't give you an inch. She puts that foot on that neck and won't let up. That's right. Anywho, we have Perkins and Associates. They're trying to figure out how they can make sure these judges don't vote for Olivia and Annalise. And so on the back end, we see Michaela along with Marcus. They're going around to different representatives for the judges trying to plead their cases. One's very Constitution based. Another one is in full support, again, mainly Constitution based. Another one is a woman, so Michaela goes and follows her into the bathroom because it's just like, I can't talk to you guys right now. I believe in what you believe in. I just need to take a pee. Anyway, the problem is there's still the swing boat. We're going to call him Swifty. Swifty's the type of guy who he goes wherever the wind takes him. And that's the most dangerous person when you're dealing with this situation. They only need 4 votes. There's 10, but they only need 4. It's crazy. Anywho, so they're trying to, now it's to the point where Annalise and Olivia, they're trying to figure out who should be the face of the case and really drive it home when it goes to the Supreme Court. And Olivia doesn't trust Annalise. Annalise, it's like, this is my case, this is my baby. Michaela comes in, and I said, Michaela, show your worth, show your worth. Wakanda forever. She comes and says, you know what? Why don't the both of you go and do it? Annalise can bring the emotional side. Olivia can bring can steer the conversation back towards the case instead of it just being focused on Annalise and all of her personal issues. So now at Quinn Associates, they're trying to figure, Perkins and Associates, they're trying to figure out how can we get some dirt on this guy so that he votes the way we want him to. So they can't find anything. They tell Jake they can't find anything. Melly is so hurt because now, again, this is personal. This is personal because now Olivia is still trying to defy the president, even after being out of office, even after Melly went and let her leave with some dignity. And then it hit her. I said, Melly, if I was you, I would do the same thing. Melly says, I allowed Olivia to leave with dignity. What if the world knew that that wasn't really the case? I said, you would, wouldn't you? So they use Quinn and Associates to leak vital information that, maybe Olivia, maybe she didn't leave on her own terms. And so this is found out while Annalise and Olivia are getting their hair done. Because they had a moment in a previous scene where it was like, oh, so I have this really nice hairdresser. You want to come tag along? It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it's on the other side of town. They have these 2 black hairstylists. And they're just having fun. They're just cackling about, everyone has that uncle and auntie that the type where they were in and out of jail, a little bit on the ratchet side, found Jesus, started their own church congregation. It's just fun little banter. But then Annalise looks at Olivia and realizes, wait a minute, why does she have that look on her face? Looks at the TV and tells them, can you turn that up? Because it was muted. And that's when the rumor circulates that maybe Olivia was kicked out of the White House and wasn't on good terms. Which, again, this would be huge due to the fact that Annalise is under the impression that the president didn't want to work with her because of her and not because of Olivia. So Olivia's like, oh, I didn't resign. It was complicated. Don't spin this on me. You know that's what Olivia likes to do. Annalise lays into her. She's like, look, you went and judged me from the moment you saw me and put your burdens on me like a white man will look at me because I have wide lips and a darker hue. You act like we're soul sisters. Get me to a salon on the black side of town. Please, I've dealt with plenty bougie ass high sedity women like you who went to boarding schools, Ivy League universities, and with a horse between their legs. As if I can't go and Google you myself and find out your mess? You call me the hot mess. But it sounds like it's a failed attempt to go and put yourself in a little pedestal, meaning the only pedestal that you have left. We are the same, Olivia, so keep it real with me. Why'd you leave the White House? What happened? Come on, be truthful. Olivia says, oh, you think your skin tone's the reason why people don't like you and your hips? It's you, Annalise Keaton. You are a bully. I said, Olivia, takes one to know one. Stop it. That's why no one wants to help. If we're keeping it real, if we're really keeping it real, you hopped on the megabus from Philly to DC in order to go and solicit help from me. And the twisted part is we are not the same. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I will not let anyone go and pigeonhole me, tear me down. I am Olivia Pope. Always remember that. I said, "Ooh, Kevin, you can come back in. We're done." And so then she was like, "Oh, but I'll still pay for your hair, girl. I know you need all the help." I said, "Ooh." And Lee said, "No, I got it. I can pay for my own press and curl." Oh my God. That scene was amazing. That scene made this episode. Let's be very clear. This episode was cool so far, and I was enjoying it because I was just enjoying watching people, not even just the commentary, but just watching people and the blackness of it and seeing Wakanda forever again. Black Panther trailer and the Wrinkle in Time. I said, yep. But that moment when they had that argument, I said, that is two black friends, two black women, two black sisters going at it because they weren't keeping it real with each other, and I loved it. Now David and Abby are a thing again, and Abby lets it slip that it was us that let that whole Olivia was ousted out of the White House slip, and David just has the look of essentially, are you really doing the right thing? Is this really the right call? Olivia decides to take a pay a trip to Quinn, and tries to do the guilt trip of, you're really, really, really making it hard for these people who've had it difficult all their lives to potentially get a break. And Quinn said, no, you want back in the game because you just want power for yourself. You're not doing it for the right reasons. And Olivia again tries to do more of a power trip of, so you think you're doing this for the right reasons? And that was the end of their conversation. It was like, you need to walk away now. I said, oh, Quinn, don't get too saucy. Don't get too saucy. Don't get too saucy, Quinn. I'm sure Papa Pope is waiting with a snipe ready to go. Don't do it. Olivia's never truly alone. But Olivia stormed off in her usual. Anyway, Olivia's pissed. She's pissed. She's at work. All of her power moves that she's been trying to do isn't working, and she just feels she's sulking. So Fitz has to snap her out of it. He closes that door in that office, says, so what's the real problem? Olivia versus the White House. There's nothing new about that. You are the Goliath. That's what you do. Girl, come on. You never fold. What's really the problem? What's the real problem? Olivia feels like she's not that same good person, that same fighter, she doesn't have that that she used to have. So Fitz asks her, so why are you doing this? Because it matters. That's the Olivia Pope I remember. So what's the problem? Back at Perkins and Associates, Charlie gives her the information. He has the scoop. He doesn't let us know what the scoop is, but Quinn said, oh, this is good. This will work. Abby has that look of, oh, we got something. I was like, oh, okay. And Quinn said, we're doing this. I said, all right. Quinn gets the information to Jake, and Jake says, look, the president isn't doing this because this is the best decision. The president is doing this because of Olivia. So then now Quinn has second thoughts. Now Quinn feels like, uh-oh. Now's the time for them to go on TV. And Marcus and Michaela both feel like, ugh, I'm not too sure about this, but let's see how this goes. Okay. And the first question right at the gate, let's not mince words. Were you fired? Were you let go from the White House? Olivia says yes. I was a little shocked. I didn't expect all of that. Olivia said, I became in conflict and started to have strife with the people that I loved and cared and trusted the most. And so that trust in me was gone. And so that I was let go. I said, I had to make hard decisions that hurt a lot of people. And the thing is, regret. I feel bad that my relationships with those people aren't the same. But I don't regret fighting because I'm a fighter. And me fighting all my life is what's gotten me to this point, which had made my career what it is. And so that fighting that I was doing before is what I'll do for all of these disenfranchised people. I said, you better spin that. You better spin that. Fighting for all these disenfranchised people. And now's the time for someone like me who's had at least the ability and the know-how to fight back, to use it for the betterment of others. And so Annalise comes in, and that's why we're working together, because we're only focused on everyone else. We're focused on making sure that we can make a real difference, because these people deserve a chance. That's what we're asking for, a chance. So they're back at Annalise's place, not Annalise, Olivia's place. I said, oh, cute, they're playing nice for now again. This is so nice. And Annalise had to tell Olivia, I can't do that alcohol. So, oh, I'm so sorry. No, it's fine. But popcorn? Yes, for this high acidity short. Anyway, Marcus calls and lets him know that, sorry, Spivey, he's going to vote the other way. And I'm thinking it's because of the information that they have on him. And Olivia, since she's not in the know-how anymore, she doesn't know that she's being railroaded like this. Michaela and Marcus, they go to a bar. They're drinking. I said, oh no. Michaela is like, this is a dream. This is a dream. But I thought that this town, Washington, was just full of unattractive, loud-talking, rich, essentially high-city men. And then Marcus comes along, and she's giggling at him, and he's saying how he's from Philly, he knows these streets, that's why he wants to go make a difference. Regardless of where he is, he remembers where he came from. So don't let the buff and shine fool you. He is always with the people. And I said, I know that's right, Marcus. I know that's right. Michaela's looking at him like, oh, she wants a Barack so bad. She wants a Barack so bad instead of her white Barack. Asher, they get close, lean in for that kiss. Asher reaches out, so then she's like, oh, I have to go. It's her boyfriend. I said, you sure do. Ooh, but I said, this is the best segue to get Marcus onto this show, because you can't tell me we won't see Marcus and possibly even Fitz in the future on this show. You can't tell me nothing different. You can't. I mean, this show, I loved it. I'm loving everything I'm seeing so far. So now Quinn, she gains her conscience and says, look, this isn't about you. This is about them. I'm only here to give you this information. We were going to blackmail Spivey, but now I'm giving this to you because I made a promise that my, Perkins and Associates would actually do good and only help the people who were disenfranchised or needed real help. So now Olivia takes the information, goes to Spivey, and Spivey isn't a bad guy. His son was involved in a hit and run. And the issue was that he covered it up. He paid a witness and covered it up. And that's his big bad secret. His son wasn't drinking. His son wasn't on drugs. He was like, my son wasn't a bad kid. He was not drinking. He was not I guess maybe it was just dark and the person maybe came out of nowhere. Who knows? He didn't say that he was distracted on his phone or anything. And it was 16 years ago, I think, or his son was 16 at the time. But Olivia said, look, I respect you. I respect what you're saying, and I get it. I really, really, really do. That's not the problem. The problem is I'm with you. I'm with you, and I'll make sure that you don't know this. The witness is dead, so they can't use that witness against you, and I'll make sure that all your ducks are covered. But just like how you were able to defend your son and give your son a chance, all those other people, and this is where the spin comes in, all those other people, those disenfranchised people, never even had the opportunity to have someone like you, or in general, in their corner to at least prove themselves as innocent and nothing more than just a name or just a face or just a skin tone. And so that touched Spivey, and he changed his decision. Melly was doing yoga and looked perturbed, like, oh my gosh. Perkins and Associates is happy because they finally did the right thing. Olivia asked if she was needed by Annalise, and Annalise said, well, do you still want to be here? Because, yeah, I would like for you to join. So she said, yeah, let's do this. And I said, yeah, this is great. So that's it for part 1. Please like, comment, subscribe for part 2.